Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is that you're listening to us this wonderful day. My name is Mercy Masila Chola, your host once again on the Leadership Garage podcast series. And this morning, it is morning where I am. Good morning. I am joined by my wonderful friend, Alexia Muteke-Ceppi, all the way. We are cruising today all the way to the Swiss Alps, the Swiss mountains. What a beautiful country it is. And we are joined by Alexia. Good morning, Alexia.
Good morning, Mercy. Thank you for having me.
How are you? And how is it where you are?
I'm doing very well. Thank you very much. Today, finally, spring is showing up its signs. It's sunny outside, but a little bit cold. But we are happy to have the sunshine.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Let me introduce you to my friend Alexia. Alexia is a fellow Kenyan, but I was privileged to meet her and connect with her many years back. Oh my goodness. Do I remember how long it's been now? Almost 13, 15 years going, I think it is. And I had relocated to work briefly in Switzerland, and she welcomed me. She became a true sister. She helped me to navigate my path and my journey at the time. And we have been friends ever since then. So that is how I know Alexia. I know she's a powerhouse of a lady. She has excelled in various spaces in the hospitality and service industries. And I want to welcome her and ask her to introduce herself to us so that we can get to know her before we jump into our conversation. Alexia, tell us, who is Alexia?
Oh, thank you very much. So I define myself as first a mother of two children. My two children, Victor and Leonard, they're 24 years old and 22 years old. And that's where I actually started my journey as a leader of my family, if I may say. But professionally, I consider myself as a business consultant in the hospitality and service industry. I am passionate for people and business development. I help and support entrepreneurs. I help also governments and industries to transform their business in this space of customer service, customer journey, and capability building. So that's in a nutshell
Awesome.
what I do. Yeah.
Awesome. And congratulations for even taking us back to where you started. Because when we are having this leadership conversation here, it's not necessarily that you must be employed, be an entrepreneur, or working for an organization. As you've heard Alexia say, she started her journey as a leader by being a mother and helping out her family. So you are welcome to tune in here, and you can grow yourself as a leader regardless of the space that you're in. Alexia, you are in the hospitality and service industry, which we know was hit very hard by the COVID global pandemic. How has it been getting that momentum and coming back into a vibrant, changing world with so many challenges that are happening? From a leader's eye, could you shed some light to us, please?
Yes, thank you, Marcy. The pandemic actually was such an eye-opener. Because for many years within the hospitality industry, we have defined processes and competencies in such a way. But when the pandemic hit, the industry was faced with so many challenges. The first one is because the travel space was closed and everybody was locked in. Our services could not be shared, and businesses, actually some of the businesses went bankrupt. Today, as the industry is opening up and we are seeing there's a new paradigm and a new paradigm shift into the leadership of this hospitality and service industry. What do I mean by that? The first thing we know is the people working within the industry are looking for something else. One, we know very well, if you look at the US, the UK, or the Europe especially, I'm not aware of what is happening back in Kenya, but we are missing manpower in the service sector, and especially in chefs, because they realize that all the hours they used to put in and the money they used to get as salary was not in par with what they were expecting. Also, some of those people went to other industries and they saw that there is a different life in the other industry. So today, how do we still make our industry, especially the hospitality industry, more attractive to people? So the leaders in this sector need to come up with a new way of keeping the people, attracting and motivating the people so that they can still be passionate about this industry. And we see that the first thing that, and most of my colleagues have said this, is first we need to be able to be empathetic and listen. What do our people want? And how can we best serve them? So I know at the leadership training, we talk about service leadership. So how can we serve our people so that they can best perform in what they do with passion and be able to deliver the excellent service that we expect from our customers? So that's the first thing. How can somebody do that? You need to be able to be first and foremost aware of yourself. What are your qualities as a person? Are you able to listen, or you're the person who, when you see something, you come up already with an answer or something you want them to do? So you as a leader, or I as a leader, I need to be aware of myself. So self-awareness comes as a new, as it was already, we used to talk about self-awareness before, but today, in this era today, is even more and more. You have heard of the Great Resignation as a theme in people development. And so what do you bring to the table? Who are you? And how can you relate to your people so that you can influence them in a way that you want your business to run? So that's the first thing.
Yeah. Well, I love the way you have unpacked that, Alexia. And at the start of the conversation, I did tell our listeners that we are cruising to the Swiss Alps, where really, I believe, is the heart of hospitality and the service industry. And because we like to use the analogy of the garage or the vehicle in our conversations here, I'm seeing this hospitality service industry as the vehicle that we have been used to in getting the delivery of that holiday destination that we're looking for, of that place we want to visit and what comes with it all. And you saying that you are seeing the Great Resignation in some of those professions, such as the chefs that you need and all that, and the need for the leaders in there to listen, to listen and be empathetic to their people, brings me to that place where if you're driving a vehicle, you have to stay in tune with the sound of the vehicle, because if you're not in tune and the sound of the vehicle changes and maybe it's about to break down on you, you will not know. It will catch you unawares. And so I like what you're saying there, that the leaders aspect, and it's something I'm constantly hearing from all our guests week by week, and that it even applies in your service industry. So what's the other thing, Alexia, that you can tell us that you're seeing being very critical for the leaders that are in your industry, that we can also learn from, even though we are not part of the industry?
Mm-hmm. No, that's I love what you put there about listening to the engine of the vehicle, but that's absolutely true. We are in this industry of people, and people have emotions. And the industry of people where we deliver service to one another whilst we work together, and to our customers who walk into our services, we need to be able to be excellent communicators. And to be able to communicate, you need also to apply this listening, to know exactly what they want, all right? Or go to that next level. What do they really need? So that I can offer them that service that surpasses their expectation, so that they can be really wowed and say, that's the place to be. Just this morning, I was watching something about a restaurant in Kenya that serves from the farm to the table near Nairobi National Park. And I was really wowed by what this person was saying about the restaurant, all right? And you know, Mercy, you've been in the customer service for a long time in your previous work. We want to have customers that speak about us. If we want to have customers that speak about us to be able to take our service, our business to that next level, we need to be able to listen to them and communicate in their perspective, so that we can also influence them in the way that it ticks to each one of them. And as I said, we are human beings. Therefore, all of us are different. So being able to communicate with different people, different levels, different cultures, that's what keeps you and stands you apart. But more than that, and I bring us back to the challenge that we've seen with the COVID pandemic. It's now post-pandemic. Businesses had to learn to be agile. Therefore, as leaders, how agile are you to know, to see first what is happening and what to do in order to pivot into that space. So, and this for me is something that I know as I go along working with business leaders, because one of my work I do mostly is consulting, is we have so many things happening as leaders. You know, we're looking at the bottom line, top line, people, marketing, and sometimes something that is just in front of you, you're not able to see. And time to pivot is key for any business success. So learning agility for me is something that I always share with people. Be aware of what is happening. I'm sure also you can share the monkey business. I'm sure you know about the monkey business. Huh?
Yes,
Tend to focus on what we see, and sometimes there's something at the back we don't see. So being agile and seeing what happens around us is one of the fundamental things that I share with leaders out there.
Yeah. Alexia, I've actually had you there outline for us 2 points, and I just want our listeners to keep track of this. The second point you brought out for us there was the need to communicate as leaders. You know, John Maxwell says, everyone communicates, but few connect. So what I had you say there, is a need for communication, but communicating so that you are connecting. And you're ensuring that you're really, really hearing whether it's your employees, whether it's your customers, are you really listening? Are you in tune? You know, back to that engine, you know, are you in tune with what your employees are saying? Are you in tune with your customers? Because we say the people closest to the problem normally have the solution. So as a leader, if you're depending on your people, you don't need to go searching far away. Ask the person closest to it, and you'll be surprised. They know the solution, and all they need is for you as the leader to articulate it for them and provide them with the solution that is required. Then I heard you, Alexia, you moved us to the next step of being agile so that we can serve the new demands that the customers are presenting because of the changes that we have seen. And that agility is a very key, important thing. Again, we say in the Maxwell leadership that we want to move from customer experience to customer engagement. And maybe you can unpack for us that pivot you have seen in your industry, Alexia. How are you engaging your customers? How are you keeping that agility going so that the new products, the new inventions and innovations are keeping the customer engaged? Please share with us.
Oh, this is wonderful. You know, I can talk for hours on this one, so
I
I'll
know
try and
you
be
can.
brief.
Yes.
I'll be brief.
Mm-hmm.
So we see today that there is more and more emphasis on sustainability, being in tune with climate change, and our customers are very much in tune with this element as we speak. So the question is, do you know what your customer what your customer needs? Do you know what they expect from you when they come for the service? So we see today that in every in most of the companies, especially the ones that I consult for, if I can speak about this, one of the things that they're putting the emphasis on is on sustainability. And how do I make sure that the food that I serve on the table, it uses, it's much more in tune with carbon footprint, the material that I use to build my hotel. So it goes really into an even deeper level. What am I offering? What are the elements and in my facility that are in tune with sustainability? That's the first thing. Also, when it comes to the employees, are we making sure that we are having sustainable solutions for our employees? Do they know it? Do they feel it? So in the past, we used to say business as usual. We need to look at the bottom line, top line, and then bottom line. But today, the business is looking into much more because our customers also are asking for much more. So you will see in most of the companies' annual reports, there's always something about sustainability, but the customer is looking for, how do you apply this in your environment? Are you really living it, or are you just reporting it? And this is something that we see more and more in our industry, airline industry, because that's where also I consult. We see that they are now looking into how can they make sure that the travel is as sustainable as possible. So we see that we have airline companies that are looking into the new energies. And this is a true case. And if we don't pivot, we might lose our customers. So the question for the listeners, Mercy, here is, in what business are you? What do your customer really care for? And what are you doing to address these needs that they have? And that's the question and the key challenge for a leader.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Alexia, for sharing those awesome nuggets with us. In terms of helping leaders, do you understand your industry? Do you understand your customers? And are you serving them to meet their need? Alexia, before we wind up, something we always ask every visitor, every guest on our show, on our podcast, is for you to share with us, what is your favorite car? What is the model or year of manufacture, and why? So this is your opportunity, Alexia. Tell us, are there some Swiss cars perhaps? I don't know. You tell us.
Oh, you touched a very soft spot there. You know, when I was a kid, I used to watch Kenya Safari Rally with my dad. And we used to go, especially in Easter, we used to go to some of the windy roads and take a spot and watch those cars. So I was caught with the car vibe. since I was a kid. And I've always said, before I depart this world, I will do a rally. So back to my favorite car. I live in Switzerland. I live in
Yes.
Switzerland. It snows, it rains, it hails, it does everything. So I
Yes.
need a reliable car. So one of the car I really love and that I drive is an Audi, because it's stable and it is really, really agile. I can go to the mountains, I can be in the windy, snowy roads, and it still holds. And I can feel it. If I listen to it, I can feel what it says. If I'm drifting, I can hear what it's doing. So, and so which model do I have today? I downsized because my kids are now adults. So I now drive a Q3, Audi Q3, which just fits perfectly if I'm going for a weekend. It fits perfectly all my needs for the weekend. And I still feel very comfortable in it. It takes bends and turns and winds, and I still I sit comfortably in it. So yeah, if you would like to give it a try, please come and try my Audi.
That is a good enticement right there, Alexia. I need to be coming back to visit you. And you've actually answered a question. Somebody asked me, so none of your guests like any German cars? And there comes Alexia, of course. The Swiss being very close to the Germans, you have had. There is an Audi, and she likes it because of its reliability, stability, and the fact that she knows she can count on it. Regardless of where she's driving. And so I'm asking you as a leader, do your team members, do they find you reliable? Do they find that they can lean on you because they know come rain, come shine, the hill that Alexia experiences in her part of the world? Does your team know that they can depend on you for that and that you can be able to take them through all those challenges? So that is the question we have for you today. Ponder on it as a leader. Be very authentic. Answer those questions for yourself. And I can guarantee you that that reflection in the Leadership Garage podcast is really going to help you elevate your leadership. Any parting shots, Alexia? Any parting shots?
Oh, what I can say is that learn agility, learn to listen, learn to communicate in order to connect. And yeah, all the best to all the leaders out there who are listening to you, Mercy. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Alexia. And once again, you have been listening to the Leadership Garage podcast. Our guest today has been Alexia Muteke-Ceppi, who is flying the Kenyan flag so high out there in Switzerland. If you're in the hospitality industry, you're trying to find your feet back, or in the service industry, and you're trying to find your feet back post-pandemic, I would encourage you that you reach out to Alexia. I will tag her when I'm posting this podcast so that you can be able to contact her. And I'm sure she'll be happy to help you learn some things and help you even navigate the area that you're in. So thank you so much. Goodbye, and looking forward to seeing you once again as you tune in to our next podcast series. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Alexia.
Bye, Mercy.